Namaskar and welcome to the fourth part of this fundamental analysis lecture series. In the last part, we talked about the things that you need to check in order to do management analysis. Due to ill health, we had to leave that video incomplete. So, today we are going to continue with that video and talk about the things required to do management analysis in more detail. In the last part, we talked about conference calls, employee reviews on Glassdoor, magazines and interviews of the company's management team. Today, we are going to continue with Money Life magazine. Money Life is a magazine that covers fraudulent activities and scams on a regular basis. If you study frauds and scams, then you will slowly develop an understanding of the behavior and nature of the people who indulge in frauds and scams. This will help you in management analysis. Also, you will be able to understand how the management of a company can use various methods to carry out their unethical activities. Sucheta Dalal, the one who uncovered the Harshad Mehta scam and brought to light the NSE Algo scam, is the founder of Money Life magazine. Here, you will get to know about a lot of current financial frauds. The best thing is that reading about these frauds will help you develop an idea about what the different kinds of financial fraud are. You will get to know about people who commit the fraud and about fraud management. Then you will have to analyze the people who commit the fraud and the management involved and understand their behavior. You will have to study deeply how the people who commit fraud talk in public, how they present themselves in front of media, etc. In business, most of the people who have gained huge amounts of success for themselves and their companies are generally very humble. Be it Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jack Ma, J.R.D. Tata, Ratan Tata, Azim Premji, Radhakishan Damani, etc. If you look at them, you will notice that they are all very humble. And you don't need to do any analysis to understand this. So, in management analysis, you have to find people such as these, who are humble by nature and are very passionate about their work. If you do comparative analysis on fraudulent people and on humble people, then you will immediately understand the difference in their behavior and their characteristics. Money Life will help you to understand the characteristics of fraudulent individuals. You can read the Money Life articles on their website moneylife.in as well. Now we will talk about the best method of management analysis. The best method of management analysis is to get information about the company's management from employees of that company. You can contact that employee or meet them to find out about the management of that company. Generally, a lot of employees have in-depth knowledge about the management of the company. Sometimes, they even know what good and bad activities the management is involved in. For example, once I was analyzing a small steel company. For management analysis, I contacted one of the employees of that company on LinkedIn and asked them about the management of that company. So, they told me what activities the management of that company is involved in. They said that the promoters of that company have several other companies and they keep looking for newer ways to divert funds from the steel company to their own companies. For instance, one of the properties on which part of the steel plant was located belonged to one of the promoters of the company. The steel company used very limited space on the property. The steel company actually paid very high rent even for parts of the property that it did not use. The employee told me about 2 more such incidences. After that, I stopped the company's analysis and saved my time and money from being lost. Once, I was analyzing Bandhan Bank. During that time, in order to understand what their services are like and other similar factors, I went to a Bandhan Bank branch to open an account and met with a sales executive and the manager. In the course of the conversation, I asked them for their opinions on the culture and the management of Bandhan Bank. They told me that, before this, they had worked at HDFC and IndusInd Bank. But the culture at Bandhan Bank is very different. They said that most of the branches of Bandhan Bank are in rural areas. For example, they said that once they had gone to a branch in a rural area for a visit. There, they saw several unique things. The workers there addressed the customers as Didi or Bhaiya and created a good bond with the customers. In this way, they would earn the customers' trust. Further, they also said that one of the Bandhan Bank employees cooked for all the other employees in a common kitchen there and everybody took their meal together. Any visiting faculty at the branch is also invited to eat the cooked food with them all together. This creates a positive vibe in the bank and all the employees feel like they belong. The microfinance business of Bandhan also works in the same way. They conduct the loan repayment collection of the microfinance business on a daily basis. This means after giving the loan, they collect a fixed amount from them every day. Just like EMI is on a monthly basis, this is on a daily basis. They mentioned that the employees have such a good relation with the customers that if on any particular day they are unable to pay the installment due to some reason, then they tell the employees that due to bad performance, they are unable to make the payment on that day. They say that they will make the payment for both days tomorrow. What the employees meant to say is that the culture at Bandhan Bank is very simple and positive. They also said that the management of Bandhan Bank is very supportive. Actually, I had read Bandhan, The Making of a Bank, previously. This book talks about the beginning and their journey up until now. This book gave me a good idea about the management of Bandhan Bank. So, when the Bandhan Bank employees were telling me about the management of Bandhan Bank, I felt as though I was listening to a summary of the book, Bandhan, The Making of a Bank. I got a very good idea about the management of Bandhan Bank from there. And then I took my analysis forward. So, the employees of a company are a very good source of information about the management of that company. Whichever company's management you wish to analyze, try to meet the employees of that company or contact them on LinkedIn. The other thing that you have to check while doing management analysis is whether that company has given loans to any other company. For this, we have to check the balance sheet of the company. When we start the analysis of financial statements, then we will discuss this topic in more detail. Another thing that you need to check is what other companies do the promoters of this company own, and whether the company maintains a relationship with those companies. If yes, then what kind of relationship? To find out what other companies the promoters own, you can visit the website zobacorp.com and click on Director. Type the name of the promoter who you wish to find out more about. Sometimes, promoters create new companies under the names of their wives or their sons and daughters. So, you can also enter the names of the spouse or the sons and daughters to check whether they have any other company and whether those companies have any relationship with the promoter's main company. For management analysis, you will have to check all these things. The fourth part of our fundamental analysis lecture ends here.